And now to the office of Washington County Jailer, Republican incumbent Joe T. Mudd.
Thank you everyone. My name is Joe Mudd, and I'm the current Washington County Jailer. I've lived in Washington County my whole life, my entire life, and on a small farm on Cedar Creek Lane. I am the son of Paul and Mary Mudd of Springfield. I have 14 brothers and sisters. My father was a farmer, and my mother actually worked over here in Sandsbury for 22 years, retired there in 1993. I've been married to Sue Mudd for 18 years. You may know her as the police officer, the little mini cop that drives around here. She has a lot of experience too, as being a cop too, but yeah. I have 3 children, grown children, Adam, Clara, and stepson Jeremy. I am running for jailer to continue to serve this community because I love this community and I love what I'm doing. I love being the jailer. And I have plenty of opportunity to talk to people and share the Lord with them. And I think everybody needs the Lord. I think everybody needs to hear more of the Lord and express God's love around everywhere in your lives and in the county and everywhere. And this will be a better county. I worked 3.5 years as a deputy jailer under Steve Harden, and after that, when I finished with that, I had the opportunity to become jailer, and I was appointed by Washington County Judge Executive John Settles. Man, it's nervous up here. As your elected jailer, I will continue to build good working relationships with the police department, sheriff's department, Commonwealth attorney, county attorney, and our judges. Biggest challenge we're facing in the jailer department right now is our budget. And it's a result of the drug use in this county and you know, in the country for that matter. But I'm currently working with the Commonwealth attorney and the county attorney to resolve some of these expenses that are building up. And I appreciate your vote November 6th, and that's all I have to say tonight. Thank you.
That's Republican incumbent Joe T. Mudd.
And now for Washington County Jailer, Democrat Michael Smith.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. My name is Michael Smith, and I'm running for jailer of Washington County. I'm married to Linda Goodlett Smith, who's been in education for 27 years and teaching at Washington County Elementary. We have a 13-year-old daughter named Emma, who is an 8th grader at St. Dominic's. And I'm going to start out by telling y'all something that you might not realize, but Washington County has a jail problem. I understand we do not have a jail, but we are going to pay the Marion County Jail over $400,000 this year to house our inmates. At this time, we're averaging about 25 inmates per month at the rate of $41 a day. Now, I cannot solve this problem, but I think with my past experience, I should be able to help. That includes graduating from Eastern Kentucky University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and having 27 years experience with the Department of Corrections. I've worked 7 years in 2 separate prisons, and I worked with probation and parole for 20 years. 15 of those years I was a probation officer for Washington County, which entailed working with local judges, the jailers, substance abuse centers, and the prosecutor's office. Over the past 10 years, the Department of Corrections realized it had a population problem. So they tried several different techniques to address this overcrowding. Some worked and some did not. What I would like to do is use the techniques that worked. Now, I believe the violent offenders and the repeat offenders should remain in jail. I want to help those with the substance abuse issues to enter the treatment centers and address their addiction and not be housed in jail. I'd also like to see low-level, nonviolent inmates that cannot make bond be placed on home incarceration program by wearing a GPS ankle monitoring. That will cost about $10 per day instead of the $41 a day we're paying now. Now, both of these recommendations must be agreed on by the courts, and that's still not going to help reduce this massive jail bill, but it should help. Like I said, I've been the probation officer for Washington County for the past 15 years, where I worked side by side with the retired jailer since we worked out of the same office. You can say I taught him a little about being a probation officer, and he taught me a lot about being a jailer. He taught me that the jailer is not just a transportation office for the people who are arrested. You oversee an extremely large budget, and you're responsible for supervising 4 deputy jailers. You might not know this, but the jail is open 24 hours a day. You're also responsible for reviewing the jail bill and make sure everybody on that bill is a Washington County inmate and is not another county's inmate or a state inmate. I also know Probation Pro can play a key role in reducing this jail budget. He often told me that this county does not realize how much money I save them by using the resources provided by the probation office. I told him to tell everyone he knows because I might need some votes one day. Obviously, I'm going to continue to lean on that department because that's where I came from. Thank you.
Candidate for Washington County Jailer, Democrat Michael Smith.
And now, Democratic incumbent, Washington County Attorney, Bill Robinson.
Thank you all. My name is Bill Robinson, and I'm running for the office of Washington County Attorney in the general election this fall. I'm the son of Joe and Patty Robinson, who have lived in the same house on Perryville Road for the last 50 years. I met my wife Angela in law school, and we have 2 sons. Seth is graduating in a couple of weeks from Western Kentucky University, and next year will pursue a master's degree in business administration. Aaron is a rising junior who is working toward a musical theater degree at the University of Michigan. He did a concert in this very room last summer. I'm a graduate of Washington County High School. I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Kentucky and graduated from the University of Louisville School of Law. I practiced law in Louisville for a couple of years out of law school until I was asked to move back home by some attorneys who were then in a firm by the name of Mattingly, Sims, and Kokenauer. I went into law practice with them in 1995, and I can tell you I've never regretted that decision. Shirley Chisholm said, "Service is the rent that you pay for room on this earth." When I thought about the question of why I was running for office, I was reminded of this quote and the role of service to this community has played in my own family history. My grandfather, Robinson, was county sheriff in the 1930s. My uncle, Dwight Wright, was Springfield mayor for several years. My mother ran for county magistrate 25 years ago, and even though she wasn't successful in that election, I like to think that she was instrumental in making it easier for female candidates to make significant strides in holding public office. Mom works in a doctor's office now and helps people daily. My only sibling, Cassie, is a devoted former teacher who, although suffering from MS, still attempts to influence young lives by tutoring them in academic subjects. Why am I running for office? Like my family, I want to have a life of purpose and meaning. I believe that serving others and working to make our community even better is the only real and lasting way to accomplish that goal. I'm committed to this county. I can do this job, I have been doing this job, and I want to do this job. Previously, I've been Springfield City Attorney for 15 years. I've reviewed and signed hundreds, if not thousands, of water easements and provided legal advice as the attorney for the Water and Sewer Commission for the last 20 years. I was an assistant county attorney for 20 years under Hamilton Sims, and I've been honored to serve as your Washington County attorney for the last 3.5 years. I've dedicated my professional and private life to serving the people of Washington County. And I not only ask for your vote, but something more than that. To me anyway, I ask for your trust by allowing me to serve another 4 years as Washington County attorney. Thank you all.
That's Washington County Attorney, Democratic incumbent Bill Robinson.
I ask all those in attendance, I think everyone up here needs a big round of applause for their Excellent job in our opening.